Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel and welcome to a video that I've been so excited to film. I feel like this is a video that not only has been really highly requested, but it's kind of been in the works for a really long time through my own style and fashion evolution. Now today is going to be my tips on how to look expensive. It's like a 10 simple style guide, if you will. And I want to preface this video by saying looking expensive, of course, is not the be all and end all. However, I feel like it's the easiest title to use in order to explain what this video is going to be about. It's going to be my tips on how to look more elevated, how to look more elegant, how to look more timeless, more stylish, and overall how to look more expensive. If you're new around here and you don't know me, hi, my name is Ellie and I really pride myself on being able to put together outfits that are from a range of price points. If you go and look through my channel, you'll see there's a few little bag unboxings, but there is a lot of high street hauls, and I love to be able to do this with my wardrobe, mixing different price points to create an outfit that I feel like looks so expensive, but obviously I've not put down stupid amounts of money in order to put the outfit together. I do feel like cost does not equal style and money does not equal fashion. So being able to put outfits together that look more expensive than they are, I think is such a skill and a really interesting skill to have. So I would love to share my tips and advice with you guys in today's video. So grab yourself a cup of tea and let's jump into it. So tip number one, whenever it comes to looking more expensive, is to build a capsule wardrobe. Now I've done lots of videos in the past on capsule wardrobes. I will leave them linked down below, but let me know if you want a bit of an updated version. I feel like the point of the capsule wardrobe is that the videos I've done in the past are still totally relevant today, but I'm more than happy to do a bit of an updated version of that if you guys want to. If you don't know what a capsule wardrobe is, it's basically a wardrobe that's kind of been pulled together to make sure that everything goes with everything. In theory, you should have maybe 20-30 pieces in your wardrobe that you can style with absolutely everything else that you have got. You do not want to have one thing in your wardrobe that can't be worn with anything else that you have got. I would definitely say sticking to a neutral colorway and a neutral base with these outfits is the easiest way to go, because it means that everything is going to go with everything. Your beiges will go with your whites will go with your blacks will go with your browns and your navies. I love having a capsule wardrobe because I love being able to style things up in so many different ways. I talk about this a lot, but a capsule wardrobe will mean that you get a lot of cost per wear out of your pieces. If you've not heard me talk about cost per wear before, I'll break it down with you very quickly, because I know a lot of you guys have heard me say it so many times, but I like to work with round numbers. I feel like they work easiest in my head. So let's say you buy a coat for £100, and it's the kind of coat you can wear dressed up for something really fancy. You're going out for dinner, you're seeing friends, but you can also sling it over your shoulders at the weekend and wear it in a really casual way. So over the course of 2-3 years, you've pulled that coat out every single winter, you've worn it every single time it's been cold, you've worn that coat 100 times. And a £100 coat that you have worn 100 times has been a £1 cost per wear. So a really good cost per wear in my opinion. Now let's say you buy a £40 coat and it's a really fancy coat, but you only can style it up in very certain occasions. You can only wear it with very specific items underneath. So you bought this £40 coat and you've only worn it twice. That is a £20 cost per wear, which means the £100 coat has a much better cost per wear versus the £40 coat. So it's all about adding pieces into your wardrobe that you know you're going to be able to style in so many different ways. I love things like slip skirts, wide leg trousers, because they can be styled up for something really fancy, a restaurant, a dinner, a drinks evening, or they can be styled up with a pair of trainers and a white tee for Saturday weekend styling. Making sure that the pieces in your wardrobe are really going to tick that capsule wardrobe box, I think, is such an important one whenever it comes to looking more expensive and looking more elevated. Tip number 2 is to look for ageless designs. Now I feel like I've kind of coined this phrase. I've never heard anyone else talking about ageless design or ageless fashion before, but it's something I'm so passionate about. If you don't know what ageless fashion is, it's basically items that you can add into your wardrobe that you will wear at any age, at any stage in life. I'm in my 20s and a lot of people tell me that I dress older than I am. Now, first of all, I would say that actually dressing older than you are is quite a way to look more expensive. If you're dressing like a 30, 40, 50-year-old, often 30, 40, 50-year-olds have more money than 20-year-olds. So you look like you are wearing things that are more expensive. You look a lot more elevated anyway. But I would say it's so important to be adding pieces into your wardrobe that you know are going to last a lifetime. You do not want to be adding something into your wardrobe that in 10, 20, 30 years time you think is inappropriate to wear. I want to be adding pieces in that I'm happy to wear now in my 20s. I'll be happy to wear in my 30s, in my 40s, in my 50s, in my 60s, because let's be honest, when you see those timeless classic 60-year-old ladies, I'm jealous of them. Honestly, they are my inspiration. They are my style gurus. That is exactly how I want to be dressing and exactly the kind of outfit that I want to be wearing. So I would say some more ageless designs, ageless fashion is a great way to elevate your wardrobe and make you look more expensive. Tip number 3, invest in quality pieces. Now I feel like this tip can very easily be misconstrued. So let me explain by what I mean with that. Of course, it's really important to look at things like material, look at what the item is made out of, look at how it is made. But when I talk about investing in items, it doesn't necessarily equate to the price tag. We can all agree luxury designer pieces are not always the best made and are not always the items that are going to last in your wardrobe. I have spent a lot of money on pieces that, I'm not going to lie to you, have literally fallen apart. But on the other hand, I have not spent a lot of money on items that have lasted me year after year after year. They were a high street purchase that maybe cost me no more than 20, 30 pounds that I have worn time and time again. So looking at pieces that not only have good material, that are made well, but are gonna really like work in your wardrobe, it's really crucial to make sure that those investments that you are making are really smart, good investments, and that the pieces are going to last a really long time. And this does actually kind of lead me to my next point. So tip number 4, when it comes to looking more expensive, is to care for your clothes. It's all well and good investing in gorgeous pieces, knits that are made of the finest cashmere, wool pieces, leather shoes, but if you're not going to look after those pieces, you are not going to look elevated, you're not going to look stylish, and you're not going to look expensive. If you look at anyone who comes from kind of an old money background, a really luxurious, like 1% of the population background, one thing you'll notice about them isn't that they wear designer logos, it's not that they have all of the it bags, it's that they always look clean and polished. Their clothes are always pressed, their shirts are always ironed, their items never have stains on, they're always nice and clean, they smell fresh, and this is such an important tip when it comes to looking more expensive. It's something that can literally cost you almost nothing, but makes such a difference to your outfits. Make sure before you leave the house that your shirt has been ironed or steamed or pressed, that your trousers are not all creased up. If there's anything that has a stain on it, get rid of the stain. In fact, actually, any of you that have been following me for a while know that there are so many different options when it comes to a stain. Obviously, you can take it to the dry cleaners, you can try and bleach it. If you can't get the stain out, I actually know of people that will embroider over the stain. They'll create beautiful patterns, they'll create little designs in order to make sure that you can still wear your clothes, but nobody knows that there is a stain underneath. I did that to address this summer, and honestly, I think it's my favorite thing I have ever done. And this applies to your entire wardrobe, not just your clothes, not just making sure things are steamed, ironed, washed. You take coats to the dry cleaners, especially if you've got a coat that can't be washed. Make sure once a year you take it to the dry cleaners. It's really not a difficult task to do, but it's one of those things that we just so easily forget about. But we also need to remember things like our shoes and our bags. Making sure our shoes are really nice and polished, that they are looking at spick and span, and also making sure you store them properly. If you have knee-high boots, invest in some shoe storage. Let me go get mine actually, because again, it does not have to cost the earth, but if you love a gorgeous pair of knee-high leather boots, you need to invest in some shoe inserts. These were literally from Amazon. I think they cost me like £10 for a pack of about 10. They are so affordable. They literally just fold down, and yet the way they have changed how my shoes are stored. Look at the difference between the one that doesn't have an insert in and one that does. It changes how you store your shoes so much, and means that they are going to last so much longer. You're not going to get wrinkles in them, they're not going to ruin when being in storage, and they're going to look so much more expensive than they actually are. This is a pair of knee-high boots that are from Duo Boots, and in terms of knee-high boot prices, they are actually super affordable compared to a lot of designer brands, a lot of gorgeous leather goods out there, and yet I always get so many compliments on them because of the way that I store them and care for them. They still look so beautiful. These are about a year old now, and you would not know it. They still look absolutely gorgeous because I polish them, I clean them, and I make sure to store them properly. And it can also refer to your handbags. If you're like me and you've got a bit of a bag collection, not only is it really important to make sure that you're storing your bags properly, but using things like bag inserts to give your bags the best opportunity to have the longest life. This is my gorgeous little mini Alexa from Mulberry, and it's a really soft leather. Without a bag insert, it goes really floppy, and I can imagine the leather would crease really quickly. These are the bag inserts from Handbag Angels, and I've spoken about them quite a lot. You can actually shop them 10% off with my discount code ELLIE10, and they do them for so many different bags, so many different designers, and so many different brands. You can see the difference between having the insert in and not, the difference it makes to my bag. And I know in the long run, this bag would have been absolutely ruined in a few years if I hadn't invested in a handbag insert and made sure that I was maintaining this handbag and looking after it. So as much as I'm not ordering these tips or pieces of advice in importance, I would say if there's one piece of advice that you take away from this video, it is to look after your items. Really look at the maintenance of your clothes. As I said, take things to the dry cleaners, get rid of stains, iron, steam, wash. Having a well pressed and well maintained wardrobe is the most important thing when it comes to looking expensive. Tip number 5, I actually feel like has become a little bit of a trend online, which I have to say I am not mad about, because I do feel like this is so important when it comes to wearing your pieces and looking more expensive, and that is wearing versus styling your clothes. It can be so easy to chuck on an outfit and not think about how the pieces pair together, whether you're going to tuck something in, what you're going to add in terms of jewelry and layers, but oh my goodness me, the difference it will make to your outfits wearing versus styling. Literally head on over to TikTok and type into the search bar wearing versus styling your clothes, and the difference that it makes. So many people are doing amazing videos about how big of a difference it makes in terms of their outfit. Adding jewelry, styling up your hair, tucking in your shirt, it makes such a big difference. I mean, when you think about it, I'm literally just wearing a really casual, comfy roll neck. I am so super comfy today. This is one of my favorite things to wear if I'm just having a day at home, yet because I've added the layer of pearls, just elevates the look and makes it look so much more expensive. This jumper is actually from New Look. These pearls are not the most expensive pearls in the world. I think they're fresh water, and yet this look is just been elevated and just looks so much more expensive than it actually is, and that's what I'm always looking for whenever it comes to my outfit. So wearing versus styling your clothes, something that is so important to think about, that makes such a big difference in how expensive you look. Tip number 6 is something that I feel like a lot of us need to hear and can be so easy to forget, but it is wearing your clothes and not letting your clothes wear you. Now with this I mean not looking at the size that you are wearing. We all know what the industry can be like. We all know what brands can be like. Sometimes things are oversized, sometimes things are undersized, sometimes you need to size down, sometimes you need to size up in pieces. And I know so many people that would change their body to fit into an outfit. They would change their body to fit a dress, to fit a top, to fit a pair of trousers. They'll diet and they'll lose weight because they're so convinced that they want to wear a size 8 dress instead of the size 10. And my goodness me, do I think it is such a damaging mindset to have, because nobody is going to know what size you're wearing unless you are literally walking into the room and telling everyone this is the size 8, not the size 10. Nobody is going to know. Who cares if you're wearing the 10, the 12, the 14, the 16, whatever dress you need to wear to make sure that it fits you, to make sure that it looks beautiful on you, because trust me, well-fitted clothes look so much more expensive than squeezing yourself into something that does not fit you. And there is nothing more damaging than trying to change your body to fit into an item of clothing. And this is something that, as I said, I know so many people do. So many people can get caught up in the numbers and look at, they've had to upsize with one pair of trousers, but they don't actually think about there are some pair of trousers they need to size down in, because brands are so inconsistent when it comes to sizing, and there is no point in changing who you are to fit into your clothes. As I said, you will look so much more expensive going for the bigger size and making sure that it fits really well, it looks super tailored, it looks super flattering, than trying to squeeze your body into something that just does not fit you for the sake of a number. So always try and wear your clothes do not let your clothes wear you, and trust me, believe me, you will always look more expensive. I'm also never against tailoring. This isn't actually a tip in itself, but I do think tailoring can be something that makes a big difference to your outfits, especially being a petite girl. I always get questions about my favorite petite trousers, the best place to shop dresses, and sometimes the honest answer is that these aren't actually the best trousers for petite girls, but I made them the best trousers for me. I got them tailored. However, it is adding a little bit of extra money, and it's not something I think is necessary with your entire wardrobe. But maybe if there's something that's really special, a piece that you've really had your eye on, I'm never against getting it tailored, even if you have to size up a couple of sizes and you just want the back cinched in, you want the arms taken up, you want the shoulders given a little bit more room. I do think tailoring can be a really, really good advice when it comes to just making sure your pieces fit you perfectly, because as I said, well-fitted pieces will always make you look more expensive, but it's not like a piece of advice in itself. It's only something that I think if you really want to, and if it makes a big difference to you, then feel free to go and get your pieces tailored. But just having well-fitted items, that is what is going to make such a big difference at making you look more expensive. What tip number are we on? I think 7. Tip number 7 is about makeup and skincare. Now, I do feel like that when it comes to looking more expensive, it definitely transcends just your clothes. It is so, so important to make sure that you have a good skincare and makeup routine. I actually am totally in a disagreement that the clean girl aesthetic is out, because I think there is nothing more timeless, more elegant, and more expensive than the clean girl aesthetic. You know I'm a big believer in less is more, and I always find that less makeup looks so much more expensive than heavy makeup, false eyelashes, big eyeliner, red lips. I much prefer a much more pared back look. As you can probably tell, I don't wear a huge amount of makeup anymore, and personally I much prefer it. I kind of wanted to make a bit of a change in my routine and make sure that there wasn't this huge difference between my non-makeup face and my makeup face. So what I did was, instead of investing in loads of makeup and just covering things up in the time, I instead invested in my skincare first and tried to get my base level to a point where I was so much happier. And I found that I spend way less money on makeup now and actually spend way less time on what I put on my face, and I'm so much happier for it. So a good skincare routine, a good retinol, a good moisturizer, things that are really going to benefit your skin, lightweight makeup, and making sure that your look is still really timeless and classy. Clean girl makeup. That is my favorite thing when it comes to looking expensive. Tip number 8, I couldn't not talk about hair, especially seeing as though I've got my new hair now, which I'm calling the old money aesthetic bob. I love it. And one thing that I feel like I've really changed in my routine recently is how I'm styling and doing my hair. I have realized I'm not the kind of girl that can go a whole week without washing her hair, not just because my hair won't take it, because I don't enjoy it. I actually much prefer washing my hair every 2 to 3 days. I think it's so much better for my hair. I actually find it gets less dry. I find that it looks more healthy and actually is more enjoyable for me. Maybe it's because I have quite an itchy, flaky scalp. I do get psoriasis sometimes. It's actually better for me to wash it more regularly. But my tip with this one when it comes to hair care is just making sure that it looks clean, it looks tidy, and it is well maintained. You don't have to be like me. If you're the kind of girl that just wants to wash your hair once a week, that is absolutely fine. But you need to learn hairstyles that you can wear your hair in to make sure that it still looks really aesthetic. I love me a slick back bun. The second my hair starts to get a bit greasy, I'm like, slick it back. Get it off my face and slick it back. Go for like that really slicked look. I absolutely adore. I actually did a little video on my Instagram of a little short girl hairstyle that is so easy to do. A little half up, half down look. And a couple of people said your hair looked lovely before. You didn't need to scrape it back. And the thing I said to them is, on hair wash days, trust me, I do. As soon as my hair starts to get a little bit greasy looking and a little bit, I don't want to say dirty, but that's probably the best word, a bit dirty, putting a hairstyle into it that I know is going to work at taking away that look is so, so important. So looking into your hair care, making sure you're using the right products for your hair, that you are looking after it, and that you are styling it well, makes such a big difference to your outfits and can really help with regards to making you look more expensive. Tip number 9 is fragrance. This is another thing that I feel like can be so easily overlooked, and even I am guilty about forgetting to put on perfume for the day. So I literally keep my perfume right here. This is where I get ready in the morning, and it is right here next to me so that I do not have any opportunity to forget about it. I feel like investing in maybe 2 or 3 everyday perfumes that you can spritz yourself with, people know your scent, that you can just douse yourself in, is so, so important, because trust me, there is nothing that makes you look least expensive than smelling bad. I am always very self-conscious of smelling bad because it's one of my biggest fears that I don't smell nice. I'm the kind of person that my dream is to spritz myself with perfume, give a friend a hug, and when they say to me, "Ooh, you smell good. It is my favorite thing in the world. So I always make sure to compliment other people as well when I can smell their perfume. I just think it really elevates your look. When you think about it, as humans, we have so many different senses that actually just sight is not always the most important sense to be thinking about. Your perfume, your smell, your aroma is so key whenever it comes to people's perception of you as well. So having a lovely perfume, something that you can wear every single day, maybe a couple of evening ones that you can kind of switch it up a little bit, or making it a bit more seasonal, I think is really important. And you don't have to spend a huge amount on perfumes. There are some gorgeous perfumes that you can get for a much more affordable price. I would definitely recommend checking out Rituals. They have so many gorgeous perfumes that are super affordable. If you want to go a little bit more bougie, a little bit more luxury, Molton Brown, Jo Malone, obviously Dior. Those are some of my absolute favorite perfumes that really last all day as well. I always carry a little mini around with me so I can give myself a little top up during the day. But just smelling nice, I think, is such an easy way to make yourself look more expensive. It can be so easily overlooked. And my last tip number 10, kind of actually helps that I literally have my hands here right now, is nails. Nails is such an important thing to keep on top of and can be quite expensive. So you do not need to book yourself in for regular manicures every 2 weeks, but just keeping your nails neat, tidy, short, I think is really important when you want to look expensive. Trust me when I say acrylic nails that literally go onto here do not look classy, they do not look timeless, they do not look elegant, and they do not look expensive. Despite the fact that they probably cost a bomb to actually get done, I much prefer going for something really timeless and really classic. For me personally, there is nothing more expensive looking than Sophia Richie nails. Honestly, ever since her wedding last year, I have not changed the colour that I have got. I do think in autumn winter, a deep red, a dark burgundy can look really beautiful, timeless and classy. For me personally, I just always stick to my beautiful neutrals. Currently have on 3 layers of negligee, which is a really gorgeous C&D colour. I will also go for 3 layers of bow. And if I'm feeling really fancy, 2 layers of grapefruit and 1 layer of negligee. I absolutely love those shades. If you are going into the salon, those are 3 shades to ask for. They're really timeless and classy, and I go for 3 layers because they're a little bit more sheer than most nail polishes. They're actually supposed to be for French polish, so most people don't wear them by themselves, but trust me when I say they are the most Sophia Richie looking at shades that you could ever get. I would say negligee is great for like winter. Bow is good for like spring, summer, and then like the height of summer. Grapefruit has a little bit of a sparkle in. I love how that looks in the height of summer. So those are 3 shades I never steer away from, that I absolutely adore, that I feel like just really keep my nails looking really healthy, looking really classy and timeless. And it means I don't have to worry about regrowth as much. I don't want to get too close because I do have a bit of regrowth, but this is 3-week-old nails. And no one would ever know that they were 3-week-old. It actually means that I can save a little bit of money because I can go longer between appointments from getting my nails done, because none of them are chipped. They still look really classy, they still look really elegant, and because I get them really short every time I go, they're not looking too long in my opinion either. So I would say looking after your nails, and actually nail care is such an important part of looking more expensive. Again, something that is so easily overlooked but makes such a big difference to your outfit. There is nothing that looks tackier than chipped, bitten nails. I could not, it could never be me. Just having beautiful, timeless, classy nail polish on, some well-kept hands is really important. And as I said, you don't actually have to have nail polish on. Just making sure your hands are trimmed, your nails are cut, and they are beautifully manicured and well maintained is such an easy way to make yourself look more expensive. Well, my goodness me, that was a jam-packed video with so many tips and tricks when it comes to looking expensive. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this 10-step style guide to elevating your looks. As I said, I really do pride myself on looking more expensive than I've ever actually paid for my outfit. I always love it when things look so much more elevated, so much more classy and timeless, and I never think that the be all and end all or the bottom line is how much you've actually spent, how much money you've actually dropped on the look. It's how you hold yourself, how you maintain yourself. Oh, should that be secret number 11? Okay, secret tip number 11 is how you hold yourself. I actually didn't think of that until just now when I was talking about it, but holding yourself with poise, sitting up straight with confidence can literally take your outfit from a 2 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10. And I always say you will always be your most confident when you are your most comfortable. So wearing outfits that feel like you, that you feel good in, is so important. So there's a cheeky little extra tip for you there on the end. How you hold yourself, how you act, your mannerisms, your posture and your confidence will make such a big difference at making you look more expensive. So if you got to the end of this video, comment down below, I loved tip number 11, because we're going to confuse the people that didn't get to the end of this video. But I really hope you guys enjoyed all of my style tips and advice, and I hope you take this away whenever it comes to your styling. As I said, it's not just about looking more expensive or looking like you've dropped the most stupid amount of money on your outfit. It's about looking elegant, it's about looking elevated, timeless, classy and stylish. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, I would love it if you hit it now, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.